Welcome back to CBS This Morning. While many focus on the intense partisanship in Washington, our new series, American Voices, explores how mayors and governors are tackling major issues on their own. Today, we look at Reno, Nevada. For decades, the city was a gambling mecca, but when casinos fell on hard times, Reno struggled. The city has reinvented itself as a tech hub thanks to recent arrivals like Tesla.
The automaker's local gigafactory for batteries expects to hire as many as 3,000 workers this year alone. Jobs there average $14 an hour, well above the state's minimum wage. Since Reno's independent Mayor Hillary Schieve took office in November 2014, the city's unemployment rate has steadily declined. It now stands at 4%. That is lower than the national average and down from almost 14% in 2011. Mayor Schieve joins us now. Welcome.
Well, thank you for having me.
Yeah.
All right, team, Nevada.
Nevada.
See? You're going to run for office, Nevada.
An extended discussion. Do not say it, Nevada.
Right. Has the president said it correctly?
Well, yeah, he takes a lot of heat for not saying it correctly. We'll work on that. Nevada.
Right. Nevada is hot.
Yes.
Reno is hotter
booming
right now.
Yeah,
Why?
You're exactly right. Well, it's an incredible time to live there. Certainly our outdoor recreation is phenomenal, but companies like Tesla, Switch, Amazon, Apple, Google are all investing and building there.
Why is that? I mean, we did hear the president talk about legal immigration and these highly skilled jobs. What is it about Reno that you think is selling itself?
Well, 320 days of sunshine to start. And when I got here this morning, downpour of rain, so I was kind of asking everyone, how many days of sunshine does Reno have? But really, to be honest with you, it's our proximity, obviously, to the Bay Area. Medium home prices in Reno are $350,000, 1.5 in San Francisco, 1.5 million in San Francisco. So it's much more affordable to do business in Reno. And obviously, less government regulations has been important. And so we've also looked at hospitality, right? So we've done a phenomenal job reinventing ourselves. We're not just the gaming mecca anymore, and tech companies are really realizing that.
You're going to add 50,000 new jobs in the region in just 5 years. That's what you've done. Yeah. What can other cities learn from what you're doing in Reno? Well,
I think cutting the government red tape is really important. When I got into office, unemployment was at 12%. Now we're down to 3.9% in Reno. And it really is about streamlining the process and talking to them and saying, hey, how can we help you? And government does not do a very good job of doing that. We've certainly learned our lesson in Nevada, and it's paying off.
And you think, going down that road a little bit, that when it comes to health care, something that any employer looks at, that Congress is moving a bit too quick for you.
Absolutely. Right now, mayors across the country are saying, hey, you really need to slow it down. This is not a partisan issue, certainly for mayors. This is a people issue, and it's a very serious issue. I think I can connect with it really well because I've had a kidney transplant. I know what it's like to take life-saving medication, and I know what it's like to see people at grocery stores and at Little League fields that are panicked by this. And so mayors across the country are saying, hey, we need to slow down and bring mayors to the table in Washington. That's something we have not been part of the process. And I will tell you, the Obama administration did that great. He really sat down with mayors. We talked to cabinet members, and we were really part of the conversation, whether it's tax reform or infrastructure bills. We need to get back to basics. And it starts with mayors. We really are at ground zero in our cities.
But the president wants to move this along quickly, right? I mean, he's talking about pulling these subsidies for the ACA subsidies. What would that mean for a place like Reno?
Well, it absolutely would be completely devastating. We were at one of the highest rates in the nation of uninsured at 23%. We're down now to 12%. So we know how drastic that would be for healthcare in my state, but it's all across America. So we're incredibly nervous about it. And I hear these phone calls of sheer panic from my constituents. And this is very real. So we are saying slow it down, bring mayors to the table. We need to be part of that solution as well. Because again, we are at ground zero. We often laugh, mayors laugh because there's no Democratic or Republican way to clean a street, right? So again, that's why mayors are very important to be there.
Now, you, according to a 2014 study, had the highest proportion of undocumented immigrants of any U.S. state and the largest share in its workforce. Right. For you in Reno, what does that mean? What are those jobs?
Well, that's huge. I mean, for families, this is something, and another reason why it's so important in Nevada, we rely on tourism so heavily as well, right? And so we talk about travel bans and things like that.
Or this latest proposal to reduce the number of green cards that would impact agriculture.
Exactly, and jobs. And so we get incredibly nervous about that. But again, hearing the sheer panic from families that this would shatter them. So again, we need to be part of this discussion, and we really haven't been to the magnitude that we have been in the past. So it makes us very nervous. And it's like I said, you can hear the sheer panic in some of my constituents' voices when they call my office, because that's the first phone call they make to mayors.
My money's on Reno.
There you go. Come visit us.
Reno, Nevada.
Nevada. Yeah, I'm so impressed. You're saying it correctly.
I didn't say it wrong to begin with.
He's been trying to
I've gotten it.
We won't go after you.
I'm trying to mess them up. I keep saying it the wrong way.
Right.
Mayor, thank you.
Thank you so much for having me.